Very good to see you. Thanks for being in the studio with us. First and foremost, I know you were at the event yesterday evening. I would like you to tell us really, how do you prepare for these potential changes announced from Rachel Reeves? Do you think that this potential reform is going to make your life easier or harder as head of the FCA?
Well, good morning, Sylvia. And I was there yesterday evening. And the central message of the Chancellor was that her government's mission is to focus on growth, and that will only be delivered if everybody who's part of the system pulls in the same direction. And that includes us as the regulators. I'm head of the Financial Conduct Authority. And last year, Parliament gave us a secondary objective to facilitate international competitiveness and growth of the UK economy, including financial services. And we've been working very hard to deliver that objective. One point the Chancellor made yesterday was the importance of a debate about risk and the importance of taking risk in the economy to support growth, to support innovation, to support companies that want to scale up.
But is this the right message? Because, there was a lot of angriness, really, in the wake of the global financial crisis about how risk was taken. So these regulations were put into place for a reason. So is this the right message to UK consumers at this stage?
There needs to be an important balance between the risk that's needed to enable companies to raise capital. So, for example, we put through major reforms of our listing rules and our capital markets regulation earlier this year to make it easier for tech companies to raise capital, to make it easier for existing companies on our market to grow and scale by making acquisitions. And we'll be putting out further reforms of our prospectus regime as well to accelerate the process of raising capital. Now, that does come with an increased level of risk, and there are balances to strike there between ease of access to markets and investor protection. We believe the new balance is important, but we've also been clear all the way through that that may mean more failures along the way, and that's part of a economy risk appetite that we need for growth. That was also the message around pension funds yesterday, that our pension fund industry is not delivering the long-term returns that are going to secure the retirements of our people, and therefore the consolidation will help assist in improving that.
You said the word help. What would actually make a material difference here to actually boost this part of the financial services industry?
So what the Chancellor proposed yesterday was a pooling of funds in the local government pension scheme so they can operate more at scale. If we look at some comparator countries, for example, Australia or Canada, they have very large pension funds that are able to invest in scale, not just in bonds, but also in equities, in infrastructure, and in other growth assets. Those percentages for the UK pension fund industry are much lower, and that means that capital isn't flowing in the same way into our startups. We've got a phenomenal technology base here in the UK and not always getting the scale of capital it needs, and also for our infrastructure as well.
We understand the problems. The question I'm trying to figure out here is, when can this actually start delivering for the UK economy? Is this a change that would take months to actually see the benefits, or could this actually bring material differences in the short term?
I think what you will see now is an accelerating pace of all these reforms coming through. We put through the capital markets reforms in July. We'll be consulting shortly on very far-reaching reforms of our advice and guidance system in the UK. Less than 10% of people in the UK seek financial advice every year. Even though that's fundamental for their financial well-being, we're looking at how we can radically change that so people can be more confident in accessing markets and accessing investments that deliver returns. The reforms around pensions are also moving fast as well, as the Chancellor announced yesterday.